Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An RH negative mother carrying an RH positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every RH negative pregnancy.
Sorry for the technical difficulty. Just to welcome you again to the Outside View. This is presented by Women's Cricket Zone. I am Rupa Ramani, and of course, this is brought to you by BSV, Food and Wellness, Puma, AMRA Hospitals, and the MPL Sports Foundation. Of course, you've watched the first innings of that match between India and Bangladesh. Remember, it is, of course, a do or die for both the teams have a chance to qualify, but a do or die for India if they intend to stay alive in this tournament at the World Cup in Hamilton. And joining us to take us through that first innings are Sonia Dabir, former India cricketer, and Shathira from Bangladesh. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us in during this mid innings. But have to go to Shathira for the first bit because for a moment there we thought Bangladesh girls had it. They had India on the mat. It probably, if it hadn't been for that late order assault from the two young women, it would have been an amazing performance to get India restricted to such a low total. How pleased were you, Jessie, with that initial effort?
Yeah, obviously it's 2 and 2 9, and it's a good total for Bangladesh to chase, definitely. And when I was talking about Indian batting lineup, they definitely have the capability to cross 300 plus, and they did it in this World Cup. But it's an amazing performance by the bowlers of Bangladeshi bowlers. They did very well and restrict them in 229. But I think today they had some more options. If they could use Salma more 2 overs, Rumana more 2 overs, because they were very economy, and they had both of the bowlers had 4 over left, so the captain should use them. So I think the run should be below 200 then, or 210. So in that place, I think they had some lackings, but it was maybe miscalculation, because the captain have used 7 bowlers. They have so many all-rounders in the team. Sometimes you have so many all-rounders in the team, your captain will be in trouble. So today that thing happened maybe, but I still believe that she should use Salma and Rumana for 10 overs.
Yes, a few things that we can discuss, of course, in the next few minutes, but just initial thoughts from Sonia before we have a look at the scorecard. Sonia, what a fantastic performance by the two young ladies down the order once again. I mean, they're making it a habit of bailing India out of trouble. On mute, Sonia, if you can just unmute yourself.
Sorry for that. Actually, to be honest, you can see, if you see the scorecard, today all the youngsters have come and chipped in with their efforts. It's thoroughly a team performance. If you see the batting card, definitely after the start we got. Unfortunately, that we couldn't capitalize on it, but yeah, a good cameo by Pooja and Richa and Sneerana. It was required from both of them, three of them, and they did deliver today, because Pooja and Richa Ghosh were in runs, but Sneha Rana was missing out on that after the Pakistan match, and I'm glad today she's got those runs for India.
Yes, a few nice performances there from the Indian batters, but we have to speak of the Bangladesh bowling attack right at the top. Before that, though, let's take a look at how it went. We'll take a look at the batting and the bowling cards there just to see how that first innings panned out for both the teams. Looking at that Indian batting order again, it's the same thing that Sonia has been speaking about from the start. Smriti Mandana just getting those starts, but not able to convert them too consistently enough in this tournament to give India that impetus right at the top that they desperately need. A few good knocks there. Yastika Bhatia really having a very mature stand out in the middle, but those three youngsters down the order. What a fabulous World Cup it's proving to be for these three young ladies for India. 229 for seven, though, and that's the target 230 then for Bangladesh. But if you look at the Bangladesh bowling unit, as Jesse has been saying, quite a lot of options there coming in and probably sort of muddling it up for the captain. We'll discuss that, of course, in the next few minutes. But of course, the pick of the bull is Ritumoni. Didn't really start too well, but yes, we'll speak about a lot of those performances over the next few minutes. But Jesse, coming to you, after that really solid start by India, it was a very mature start by both Shafali and Smriti. Where do you think the shift came, and how did that happen? Because Ritu only had a very slow start, especially in her initial spell.
Yeah, obviously. But in if you see the scorecard, 74 runs, they lost first wicket, they lost second wicket, they lost third wicket in 74 runs. So the
Yes.
three wickets initially changed the momentum. How they start,
Mm,
India batters to openers get a very good start. I
mm,
was thinking after getting the start, they will do 300 cross, definitely. How to start the innings, and especially Shefali got run today. That was the plus point for India. Smithy started very well, but Ritu Moni gave the breakthrough because Ritu Moni ball a little bit slower and let swinger. So
mm,
how Mitali Raj got out, if you see the ball,
mm,
she didn't understand. She was not trying a big shot. She was just trying to defend the ball, but it was let swing and the ball come off for the fielder. So I think the Ritu Mon is that over, two wickets and three wickets, especially one was run out. That changed the match. And after that, I'll say everyone got the start today except Mitali Raj.
mm.
Everyone got the start. Everyone did 10 plus, 20 plus run. Haman got only 10 plus run, but everyone got 20 plus run. End of the day, they couldn't play the cameo innings.
Yeah.
Only if you'll say one batter got 200 plus strike rate, but most of them had the just little bit. They tried to keep the um, wicket in their hand because with the runs they were like wicket was also falling, so they have to stable in the wicket as well. They had to rotate the strike as well. That's why the run was not very very,
Mm.
it was not very big total, but I think it's enough for India because they have a very good bowling lineup. It will be difficult for Bangladeshi batters to chase this run.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough ask, though they really started very promisingly. Sonia, where would you pinpoint the error really? I mean, or the sort of the mistakes really? Because what is it that the top order couldn't do, which later down the order, a few of them managed to achieve?
To be honest, actually, we had got a very good start. The top order had given us the start. I think today the pitch was really very slow. And on such kind of a pitch,
Hmm.
it is not very easy to just go step out and hit the way they managed to do with against West Indies, or for that matter even Australia. It is a very slow pitch. And rightly said by Shathira that their spinners bowled well, but the kind of spinners we have, this pitch is really going to be tough for batting in the second innings, as well as there will be more turn, I feel.
Yes, that is right,
So
Sonia.
yeah, in
Go on,
today's
go on,
game,
please.
I won't say that there were any mistakes. In fact, today if you'll see, there were a lot many singles scored, which is a very plus point for India, because that's what was missing from the previous matches. So uh, I feel that they should have played a bit late today, because of the pitch, as it was a bit on the slower side.
Right. But just taking on that point, Jesse, we did say the middle overs would be crucial, especially when that's when I think the Bangladesh spinners sort of get into their own. Just take us through that phase, particularly when they sort of completely choked India out. Of course, they had a few key performers in that lineup. If it was Yastika at the top who sort of stayed there, and then later Richa sort of trying to rally around, and of course much later a bit of attacking. Take us through that middle overs and how crucial it was for Bangladesh to put a stop to the runs, and how do you think they went about it?
Yeah, see, the pitch is slow and the spinners are also slow. So both of the mixture of the spinners and the wicket, it was a difficult pitch to bowl. And what I was talking about the pre-show, like they will start with the spinner and they have start with
Yes.
a spinner Salma. So see, Jahanara is bowling 110 kilometer per hour. She was bowling really fast, and it was very easy for Shefali and Sniti to hit hard with the first ball, but
Yes.
it was not so much easy to hit Salma's bowling, because first 5 overs she was amazing. She did very good
Mm,
bowling. So whatever it is, they did very good run. The openers got very good start, but they hit only the pace bowlers. They didn't
mm,
hit Salma Khatun. So Poonam is going to be very dangerous today. But I believe because Poonam bowled very slow and she have very good
yes.
loop and turn, and especially Bangladeshi batters don't have very good footwork. They don't go down the track and hit hard. So they will wait for the ball will come, and after that they will play short. So there is no batter in Bangladesh will go down the track and play make the ball half volley and they will play. So they have to they will struggle. But I believe that they will struggle, especially Poonam Yadav. So the pace bowlers, they will negotiate very well. What I believe in this slow wicket, and because the ball will come very nicely into the bat, so they will play easily. But the spinners, they have to think about them.
Actually, that's a very good point that you make. When you're trying to analyze the way the Bangladesh women are going to bat, because considering the way they are technically, if they're not able to sort of smother the spin, and they have to sort of play with it, it's going to be a bit of a tough climb. But before we look at that run chase and how the Indian bowlers are going to sort of come out in the second half, Sonia, just a word on that lower middle order that's shining for India in this tournament. How impressed have you been with someone like all three of them youngsters, right? Which are, whether it's Snehrana and Pooja Vastrakar, who's slowly sort of growing into one of the best all-rounders India has probably produced. Your thoughts on these three women and how promising they look in this tournament?
Oh, it's really very good to see. There's three of them today had, could contribute, and it was really very crucial for them and as well as the team. And definitely, Pooja Vastrakar, we all know that she can hit the ball very hard. She can hit those long sixes, and she has, adapted very well in that role of an all-rounder. She's enjoying that role. Rightly, I will say same with Sneha. Today she came after Pooja Vastrakar, but now you can see the depth which India is getting into the when you are this you can see Julan coming in at number 9. That's what, and
Yes.
Julan can bat as well. So you have when you have Richa Ghosh, who had not been in runs in those previous matches, but today she came up and stepped up and contributed. You had Pooja Vastrakar, who is continuously contributing, and Sneha Rana today got into the action. So when you have such kind of all rounders in place in 6, 7, and 8, and then you have Julan, who can also hit those long sixes with that height she has got. That batting lineup definitely looks deep into the playing 11, and I'm sure India will be capitalizing on that in the coming up matches as well. Extremely impressed by the way Richa played today, because that there was definitely some kind of pressure on her, because it was not even 150, I guess, when she came to bat. So very well played for Richa Ghosh, I will say. And of course, that cameo from Sneha Rana, it was very, very, very good to see that coming in from Sneha Rana.
Jesse, just a word on the Bangladesh, bowlers towards the end. At least the plan towards the last, let's say the 5, 6, the death overs in some sense. Um, where do you think could something else have been done, or is there something, or is there that's just that it was just a very very good batting display? Where would you think that they probably missed a trick? You did mention they overused a
Actually,
certain bowler.
yeah, the youngster you were talking about, Sneha, Pooja, and
Right.
Richa, they are very strong. They looks like very strong physically, and they have very good technical batting side. So they have very good technique, and with that they're very strong. So you cannot stop them with any technique when they're batting in last 5 overs. They have wickets
Mm.
in their hands, they have Julon, later on they have other wickets as well. So they knows how to make runs, but I still believe like they could make more because they're big hitter, but they couldn't hit any big six there. Yeah,
Yeah.
they hit four and singles and doubles, and last ball also they couldn't make runs. But what you are asking about the bowling, I still believe if Salma was there in last 5 overs,
Mm.
she could restrict some few runs because she is very intelligent and the most senior player in the team. So how she bowled in the power play first few overs, it was very difficult for her. That time the batters doesn't have any restriction. They
Yes.
have power play and all the wickets in their hand, and they could play very freely. So that time if she can restrict the run, so in the last few overs I think Salma should bowl last, and Rumana is a very intelligent bowler. So I think that two bowlers should bowl, then it could be 210 definitely. So in that place maybe there was a mistake for Bangladeshi captain maybe, or maybe it was their game plan. But you have
Yeah.
to think which day who are doing well, because if you are a captain you need to think about the, you need to count, you need to know how who is doing bowling and all the economy rate and how she is being effective today. Everyone will not do good every day, but you need to find out the bowlers with whom you are going to finish your over. It's not like it's not necessary that you have to give Jahanara last over because she was very expensive today. You have
Yes.
to give Nahida last over, she was also expensive today. So you need to plan according to the situation. It's not a copy paste situation, that you have to give them bowling in the last over and first over. So I think in that place she made a mistake.
Well, I can sense and feel your anguish, Jesse, and I understand a lot of you guys where it comes from. When you see your team, you want your team to succeed and you want them to do well. I see where that's coming from, but it was nevertheless a great performance by both the sides in phases in that match. Then no one had it continuously throughout the entire innings. But Sonia, if I had to sort of sum up, get your thoughts on how of course Jesse gave us the angle of her version of what the Bangladesh batters will probably struggle with. Your thoughts on how that run chase will go, and what do you think India's plan of action would be on this wicket?
Yeah, before that, I'll definitely add to what Jesse said because see, Salma Khatun is their most experienced bowler,
Yes.
and even though today she was not into wickets, but she had stopped those runs. So I think she should have been completing her 10 overs for sure in those last overs. Coming back to your question, definitely, it is not going to be that easy chase, even though it's below 250 because of the pitch, the way it is behaving. But at the same time, as rightly said by Yastika in this mid inning show, that it is a wicket. If you stay on that wicket, you can it can help you with your bat
Mm.
as well. So, but the kind of spinners India has, it is really crucial. Of those 30 overs of spinners are going to be really, really very crucial. And I won't be surprised if Harman comes and bowl those off spinners as well to add to that spinners because Dipti Sharma is not playing. So,
Yes.
as we saw Bangladesh opening with spinner, it will be very interesting to see whether India also opens with Rajeshwari or
Mm.
maybe Sneh Rana.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be a very, very interesting battle right at the start itself. I think it's promising to be a pretty good chase. Jesse, I know you feel for your girls out there, but how do you see this one playing out? It is going to be challenging.
Yeah, it is going to be challenging because if the score is 200 plus 10 or 20, it is in their range. But if your asking rate will be 4 plus, then it will be difficult, because if it is below 4 then they could make a plan, because they Bangladeshi batters rely on their singles especially. So they are not as strong as the other batters, so they
Mm.
have to rely on their technique and the singles and doubles. So if they will get very bad ball, they could hit four, but without that they cannot make a good ball to a four. They don't have this courage, or they don't have this experience. It depends on experience how you improvise your shot. So maybe later on this innings, in the middle overs or in the slog overs, maybe they could make it, but early in the stage is very difficult. But if you will not start from the power play from the first wicket, then later on you will be in trouble. So you have to plan from the power play. Most of the power play overs, Bangladesh batters try to stay in the wicket, try to not
Mm.
lose any wicket in the first 10 overs. But with that, they need to plan. They have to do runs as well, because 230 is not a small total to chase, especially for Bangladeshi batters, because we saw in South Africa, the score was like similar. So it was
Right.
difficult for them to chase that 200 plus runs. So it was, if it is below 200 or nearby 210, it was easy. But if they will think about 230, it's a big total for Bangladesh, definitely.
Yeah, it is quite a steep task. Just final thoughts, Sonia, your prediction. I mean, it looks like something that India would want to wrap up and wrap up fast, especially if they want to that seal that spot in the semifinals.
Yeah, definitely. They will have to win this game. But as rightly mentioned by Jesse, that if the Bangladesh batters are able to take advantage of those first 10 overs without losing any wicket, but scoring around 30 to 40 runs, then that game might be getting closer and closer. But I'm sure those 30 overs from spinners are going to be crucial for me. And that might be the deciding point of the game when those spinners are coming into bowl, especially rightly mentioned by Jesse Poonam Yadav. She is that kind of a bowler who can vary her pace, flight, and she can actually deceive the batters in the flight. So looking forward for Poonam Yadav especially.
Yes, in her
Hey, Sonia,
first match.
I'm doing captaincy in my domestic from last 14 to 15 years. So for
Mm.
me, if I'll win the match or I'll lose the match, I don't want to be go close and lose the match. That is very painful for me. So if you're
Yeah,
going to win, you have to play from the first over for win.
definitely. Definitely, I agree because I can understand Bangladesh has been going closer, and in two or
Yeah,
three occasions they have gone on the losing side. But yeah, they that was a that's the beauty of the game. You get so many close matches. But this is, I am sure, a big learning process for the Bangladeshi team, because they have improved tremendously in not only the batting and bowling department, but they were really impressive in their fielding as well.
true.
Yes, 2018 Asia Cup winners for no reason.
Yeah.
Definitely, and yes, and like both ladies have sort of summed it up. You never know. It's just those few moments. You keep your cool. You never know which way the match may swing, which is what makes this sport so exciting, and which is why this World Cup has given us so many good close matches and good contests between all the teams evenly. It's been an exciting World Cup, this one, and it promises to be another exciting run chase for sure in Hamilton. Let's keep our fingers crossed for a good contest, India versus Bangladesh, because both the ladies will definitely be praying for their own teams. But you guys head over and watch that run chase at Hamilton. We'll join you post that to discuss how that match went out. Thanks for watching The Outside View. Stay tuned for more.